Welcome back to Dr. Wonderworks, the internet's most curious corner dedicated to exploring the awe-inspiring, the peculiar, and the downright dangerous. Today we're strapping on our hard hats, grabbing our lanterns, and taking a deep dive into the perilous past to uncover some of the most dangerous jobs in history. Before the age of modern safety regulations and labor laws, certain professions teetered on the edge of disaster every single day. These weren't just jobs, they were daily dances with danger, demanding nerves of steel and a healthy dose of bravery. From the storm-battered solitude of the lighthouse keeper to the dark, dust-filled tunnels of the coal miner and the bubbling, fuming laboratories of alchemists, these individuals faced down risk in the name of duty, progress, and sometimes just a glimmer of gold. So buckle up as we journey back in time to explore the lives and challenges of these courageous individuals. Get ready to discover the hazards they faced, the sacrifices they made, and the lasting impact their dangerous professions have had on our world today. Imagine this. You're perched atop a towering stone structure, waves crashing against the rocks below, the wind howling like a banshee. No, this isn't the set of a thrilling adventure film. This was the everyday reality for lighthouse keepers. Tasked with guiding ships through treacherous waters, these solitary sentinels were the unsung heroes of maritime safety. Life as a lighthouse keeper was anything but glamorous. Isolation was a constant companion, with weeks or even months spent alone, far from the comforts of civilization. Their only solace? The rhythmic crashing of waves and the ever-present responsibility of keeping their beacon burning bright. Speaking of the beacon, maintaining the lighthouse's light was a Herculean task in itself. Before the days of electricity, it meant hauling heavy canisters of oil up countless stairs, meticulously cleaning and trimming wicks, and constantly monitoring the flame to ensure it wouldn't extinguish during a storm. And storms, my friends, were the lighthouse keeper's greatest adversary. Imagine being trapped inside a stone tower as hurricane-force winds batter the structure, threatening to rip it from its very foundation. The roar of the wind, the deafening crash of waves, the relentless tremors shaking the tower. It was a sensory overload that could test even the bravest of souls. But the dangers didn't end there. Imagine scaling the exterior of the lighthouse during a raging storm to repair a broken window or secure a loose piece of metal. One wrong step, one gust of wind too strong, and the keeper could be swept away into the churning abyss below. Yet despite these dangers, lighthouse keepers performed their duties with unwavering dedication. They understood the importance of their role, knowing that their light represented a beacon of hope for sailors battling the elements. Each flash of their lantern was a silent promise, guiding mariners away from treacherous rocks and towards the safety of the harbor. Theirs was a life of solitude, danger, and immense responsibility. But for these brave souls, the knowledge that they were saving lives, one flickering beam of light at a time, made it all worthwhile. From the vast expanse of the ocean, we descend into the dark, claustrophobic depths of the earth, where another group of brave souls toiled tirelessly in perilous conditions, coal miners. Their workplace, a subterranean labyrinth of tunnels and shafts where danger lurked around every corner. Imagine this. You're surrounded by walls of coal, the air thick with dust and the stench of damp earth. The only light comes from the flickering flame of your helmet lamp, casting eerie shadows that dance and contort with every move. This was the reality for countless miners who risked their lives to extract the black gold that fueled the Industrial Revolution. One of the most terrifying threats miners faced was the ever-present risk of cave-ins. A sudden tremor, a miscalculated blast, or the weakening of supporting beams could bring tons of rock and earth crashing down, trapping workers in a tomb of their own making. And if the threat of burial alive wasn't enough, miners also contended with the invisible killer gas explosions. Methane and other flammable gases could accumulate in the mines, turning a single spark into a deadly inferno that could engulf entire sections of the mine in a flash. But the dangers of coal mining extended far beyond immediate accidents. Miners inhaled coal dust day in and day out, leading to a debilitating and often fatal respiratory disease known as black lung. This insidious condition slowly robbed miners of their breath, leaving them gasping for air and facing a slow, agonizing decline. The physical toll of mining was immense. Back-breaking labor, cramped conditions, and the constant strain of working in darkness took a heavy toll on their bodies. Musculoskeletal disorders, chronic pain, and injuries from falling debris were an unfortunate reality of their profession. Yet, despite these dangers, generations of miners descended into the darkness, driven by a combination of economic necessity and a sense of duty. They understood the vital role they played in powering homes, factories, and entire nations. Their sacrifice fueled the engines of progress, but it came at a heavy cost. Theirs is a story of resilience, hardship, and the unwavering spirit of those who toiled in the shadows to bring light and warmth to the world above. Chapter 3. From the depths of the earth, we now turn our attention to the realm of alchemy, a world shrouded in mystery, experimentation, and more than a little danger. Alchemists, the predecessors to modern chemists, were driven by a potent combination of scientific curiosity and the allure of wealth. Their ultimate goal, to transmute base metals into gold, the legendary philosopher's stone. Imagine a dimly lit laboratory filled with bubbling alembics, crackling furnaces, and shelves stacked high with jars containing mysterious ingredients. The air hangs heavy with the pungent aroma of sulfur, mercury, and other volatile substances. This was the alchemist's domain, a place where knowledge was sought through trial and error, often with explosive results. Alchemists were pioneers in the field of chemistry, but their methods were often crude and dangerous. They experimented with highly toxic substances like mercury, arsenic, and lead, unaware of the long-term health consequences. Poisoning from prolonged exposure to these elements was a constant occupational hazard, and then there were the explosions. Alchemists worked with highly flammable and reactive substances, often with little understanding of their properties. A misplaced ingredient, an uncontrolled reaction, or a sudden change in temperature could turn their laboratory into a raging inferno. Burns were a common occupational hazard for alchemists. Working with open flames, molten metals, and volatile chemicals meant that accidents were bound to happen. A stray spark, a splash of acid, or an exploding crucible could leave alchemists with painful and disfiguring injuries. But the pursuit of knowledge often outweighed the risks for these early scientists. They believed that by unlocking the secrets of matter, they could achieve not only transmutation, but also find cures for diseases and extend human life. Their experiments, while often misguided and dangerous, laid the groundwork for modern chemistry. They developed laboratory techniques, identified and classified elements, and made important discoveries about the nature of matter. Theirs is a story of ambition, risk-taking, and the relentless pursuit of knowledge, even in the face of danger. While they may not have achieved their ultimate goal of transmuting lead into gold, their legacy lives on in the scientific advancements that shape our world today. From the storm-tossed solitude of the lighthouse keeper to the dust-filled depths of the coal mine and the fume-filled laboratories of the alchemists, we've journeyed through history to explore some of the most dangerous jobs humanity has ever known. These individuals, driven by duty, necessity, and the thirst for knowledge, face down danger on a daily basis. Their stories serve as a stark reminder of the human cost of progress and the sacrifices made by countless individuals who came before us. While many of these dangerous jobs have been made safer or rendered obsolete by technological advancements, their legacy lives on. Thank you for joining me on this exploration of history's most dangerous jobs. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up, subscribe to Dr. Wonderworks for more fascinating explorations, and hit that notification bell so you never miss an adventure. Until next time, stay curious.